This segment is brought to you by Kanoo, the digital wallet that's giving you the power to prosper.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Incredibly happy to be bringing this next segment to you. And these outstanding gentlemen that I'll be speaking with have been kind of handling a lot of things around here that have made life easier since the pandemic. They are, of course, directly connected with Kanoo, which is a digital wallet allowing Bahamians to handle money at the speed of light, which I absolutely love that tagline because everything happens so fast. So very happy this morning to be talking to Nicholas Rees. He's the chairman and co-founder. We've also got Kimani Braithwaite. He's the Chief Operations Officer, and Khalil Braithwaite. We know him very well from hanging out with us here on Bahamas at Sunrise from time to time. And he, of course, is their Chief Marketing Officer. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
An absolute pleasure to have you all with us. I want to just get started right away by learning more about this whole process, right? It seemed as if that Kanoo just happened to pop up at the exact time we need it. Now, I know because of some background information and having worked with you through the Small Business Development Center that you had actually been in the space for a while. But then the pandemic came and it seemed as if you were poised to just take advantage of some of the opportunities as a result of that. So, Nicholas, could you let us know, why did you decide to launch Kanoo and how long had the process taken to get you up and running?
Well, I would say that there wasn't a particular reason that's, I guess a why, something that compelled us to launch it, more so other than, basically identifying an opportunity and fitting that opportunity into needs that currently existed. So, I would have, had an opportunity to make an acquaintance in the name of a gentleman named Nathan Horn, who is a minority technologist out of Atlanta, and have been developing technology for a number of years. Took me on as a mentee, and lo and behold, some of the technology that they were developing, we saw fit to bring into what is called Kanoo today. And so after that chance meeting, introduction, I almost immediately saw what the technology could do if pieced together in the right way and with the right teams. So I immediately, upon identifying that opportunity, reached out to, my brothers, Kimani, Khalil, as well as Mr. Keith Davies and my other partners, Herbert Cash and Shamar Davis. I saw in these gentlemen the perfect collaboration and perfect team to create a perfect storm, to create the super app that's called Kanoo. And this is really the strength behind the organization is really in that team. You've got, all of the co-founders are on the ground every day. Early on, we sat down and we said, well, what is it that Bahamians need? What do they spend money on every day? And we went down that list. We looked at essential items and we tried to craft something that would speak to the core of the need for the Bahamas. And so that was pretty much the genesis of Kanoo. It was very organic. And it was very, very provident in that we feel as though we're walking a path that was laid out before us, and something that's greater than all of us. And so this is I'm happy to be here with my fellow co-founders, Kimani, Braithwaite, and Khalil.
All right. So, it sounds, I guess, kind of like divine providence then, Nicholas, that things just kind of fell into place and you guys worked a lot, very hard, I'm sure, to make sure that it actually came to pass. And so, Kimani, there may be somebody who, for whatever reason, they've been away from their TV, away from the papers. I don't know how. They do not know Kanoo exists. But could you just let us know, Kimani, exactly what this type of system is in case, for example, some of our Family Island viewers may not be aware of what you guys do and what the app actually is. Could you tell us what it is that Kanoo actually does?
Sure. So piggybacking off of what Nicholas said, I think it's critically important to understand that Kanoo's umbilical cord is tied to our soil. So the app, the team is extremely Bahamian-centric. Mm-hmm. And it is under the notion of the power to prosper, to empower our Bahamians, our fellow Bahamian merchants, retailers, and the like, to create an open ecosystem where they can communicate, transact, create value, add value at the speed of their particular life. Hence the name Junkanoo. We really feel that Junkanoo was kind of a revolutionary phase in the Bahamas and remains an evolutionary component of the Bahamas. It is ever changing with technology, from crepe paper to styrofoam and you name it. So what it is a fully focused consumer and merchant approach that brings together an ecosystem of systems, apps, for example, a mobile app that goes on the phone. We have a POS platform for the merchants that allows them to monetize their customers in a different way, communicate with their customers in a new age way, and bring and bridge technology to the extent that we meet our clients where they are presently and our consumers where they are presently, whether they're an unbanked or underbanked person, a fully banked person like my co-founders here. It's basically a full-fledged ecosystem that is Bahamian-centric. And by that I mean listening to the needs of Bahamians, right? We always import into the Bahamas. It's that time we feel as though we can export the Bahamas to the world. And we have the talent, we have the wherewithal, we have global merchants here. Tourism is a big component, which is a global business. And so we're involved across all sectors of society with platforms, support, and technology that allow Bahamians to move at the speed of life and to do business at the speed that they so desire. Whether you're at home in the confines of or the comfort of your bedroom, whether you're on the road driving, or whether you're physically inside the merchant or outside the merchant and decide to pay that merchant even before you walk inside the doors.
All right. And so it comes down to, and I'm sure over time it will continue to evolve, but right now the service is one where merchants can exchange funds with customers, can communicate with customers financially in order to get things done. That's the gist of it, right, Khalil?
That is correct.
All right. And so, Khalil, I think one of the things that we must ask, and I'm so happy that we get to do more than one interview with them. So I want you all to stay tuned to Bahamas and Sunrise because we'll have more segments coming up with Kanoo in the future. But before we end this one, Khalil, we have heard, unfortunately, some negative things about Kanoo recently. People saying that there's an air of corruption around the fact that you all, have become so successful. And it's unfortunate because whenever we see success, there are these stories that kind of come with it. So just let us know, what the response to that has been and whether or not you feel that is in fact the case.
Well, thank you for bringing it up. I think when you pioneer this level of innovation, or you be a catalyst of this level of change, you're going to kind of step on some toes. But the reality is our ability to innovate as a third-party provider has allowed us to succeed in this environment. COVID created a crisis and people needed to respond. And again, one of the secrets to our sauce is that all of the co-founders roll their sleeves up and have hourless nights working on solutions to deliver that. Unfortunately, we're entering a time where people are, they're very emotional. The times have been very tough. And in desperate times, people make decisions and allegations. The reality is we are a simple third-party provider, a payment provider. And with the recent news that kind of came out, it wasn't our position to speak. Mm-hmm. Ticketmaster would never speak on behalf of a concert. Visa never speaks on behalf of the hotel or anything that you book on. We were just a third-party payment provider. And unfortunately, I think in the environment that we're in, people weren't properly able to unpack what actually happened because the solution was that efficient and it was that, it allowed us to reopen our economy. And of course, people make assumptions and allegations. And the one thing I love about our people, we're very strong-willed and we're very bold. And sometimes we make some bold statements that are wrong. So we have to be forgiving to the allegations because we can't take it personal. They try to make it personal, but again, you've never heard Ticketmaster speak on behalf of Beyonce or anything like that. And we just literally had to wait our turn to speak because it wasn't our place as a third-party provider to really speak and communicate on these topics. But I can tell you, as someone who's licensed and regulated by the Central Bank of the Bahamas, the biggest, baddest regulator in the town, we do everything above board. We just could not contractually speak on client services at the time. And unfortunately, we were at the mercy of some misinformation. And we just had to wait for the clients to speak on our behalf. And now that part is come. We happily speak on any services that the clients are now speaking on. But before, as any service provider, as a Visa, as a Ticketmaster, you name it, we can't speak on behalf of our clients, but we're happy for that attention because at the end of the day, in true Bahamian fashion, dogs don't bark at parked cars. So obviously we're on the go and we're going in the right direction. And we welcome all the attention because again, when you do this kind of innovation, you have to do it by the book, do it correctly, and you have to go through everything. And the processes we've been through, we will happily go through because again, we were built for this. So unfortunately, we got a little bit of bad press, but the reality is those who actually unpack the facts, digest it properly, will realize that we're just doing good business. And those who do business with us are happy to do business with us.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Well, listen, I think that was the perfect response. Of course, we're happy that you've joined us on Bahamas at Sunrise this morning to kind of let people know who you are for those who might not have known, to see these outstanding, young, handsome founders in action, certainly very intelligent, very humble, talking about how this all came to be. And for more information on Kanoo, of course, you can stay tuned to Bahamas at Sunrise. We will be having more segments with them to come. But you can also go to kanoopays.com to learn a bit more. They're also on all of your social media platforms. And so we're very grateful this morning to be talking with some of the founders of this outstanding team, Nicholas Rees, Kimani Braithwaite, and Khalil Braithwaite. And we're going to be back with more Bahamas at Sunrise after this commercial break.